Welcome back, everybody, to the Rival StarCraft League. This is our round of 16 Group B. Our next matchup will be between Semper and Panda Bear Me. Will be a TVZ. I am Koshkii, and with me tonight is JaKaTaK.
How are you doing, Koshkii?
I am doing pretty well. Got to play some ladder today.
Nice, nice.
Had a
Anything
good
silly?
time.
Did you get
Any,
all in? Did you get cheese super hard at any point today?
I had a lot of Zerg today, so I was the one doing the all-inning.
Yes.
I
Protossing it
admit.
as it ought to be. Very good.
Yes,
If you get to 3 bases as Protoss, you're doing it wrong.
exactly. That's exactly how I feel, JaKaTaK.
But unfortunately, our Protoss in this group has left us. He's having some struggles. But in the meantime, we do have that TVZ. As you meant, TVZ, the greatest matchup in the history of StarCraft, as it is often felt by the pulse of the internets. And we will have Semper from Team Gravity coming in, kicking the bums. Hopefully, we will see. Panda Bear Me did do a 2-1 victory in the ZBZ. Very strong showing. Panda Bear Me, one of the stronger American Zergs out there at the moment.
Yeah, Panda Bear Me has really shown himself tonight to be a skilled player. Not just tonight, but, in RSL and in other tournaments as well.
Yep. He's really coming into his own. It's very nice to see him developing his skill and starting to make a little bit deeper runs in these kinds of tournaments. And we are seeing on Dusk Towers spawning in the top right of Dusk Towers. It is the Yellow Terran, Team Gravity's Semper.
And spawning in the bottom left, we have our red Zerg. It is Panda Bear Me.
Now, when I think Panda Bear Me, it's like, you just said it, Panda Bear Me, and that made me think about it in a whole different way. And now I'm just like, is Panda Bear a verb? Is that like a command? Be like, Panda Bear Me. It's like, well, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. Like, what is Panda Bear Me? Maybe it's just me, but I can't hear you.
Oh my, is that fixed? I think I know
It's
what
fixed now.
happened. I probably hit my hotkey to mute my microphone. I have one of
Yes.
those.
You know
What?
what? Speaking of hotkeys, you know what hotkey Panda Bear Me pressed? The H hotkey for hatchery across the map. Oh my god, so fancy, so aggressive. A lot of space in this third base, so you can go ahead and throw the hatchery there, and it can get quite sneaky. You can avoid the Reaper. Let's see. Yeah, looks like the Reaper will be going straight across the map based on that rally. We'll see if Semper takes some manual control to double check this location. And a lot of times you do see Roach from this position, but also you can see Lings and Queens pushing creep upward as well. We'll have to wait and see. Reaper is going to start moving across the map. Any manual control? Looks like no. It's going to go completely unscouted. The Queen will come out. Roach Warren is the choice. This is the more popular version of events, really shutting down or closing in that defender's advantage from rally, as the Roach is that slower unit, helps quite a bit, and fighting on creep. Whoa. And here it is. He sees the creep, but when does he see the creep, Koshkii? That is the question.
That is definitely the question. It is there on Semper's minimap, but when is he going to recognize, oh, that was creep? And I don't know, the Marine may have seen it. Marine's all of a sudden running home. I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll see. Spending a lot of time right now microing that Marine, throwing down some Reaper bombs, double checking back at home, looking at things. It's all about how often do you look at your mini-map, Semper? How often? That's
You
what it's
have
going to be all about.
4 roaches now in production for Panda Bear Me. And behind this, Semper, he is
Coming
getting
into
2
Hellions.
Hellions.
I don't know. No armory. Okay, here he sees it for sure. The attack is incoming.
The reactor being
Bunker's coming
focused
down. Yeah, looks like he didn't see it initially. So focused on the micro and the attack, didn't notice the creep on the minimap, and that is going to put him at such a huge disadvantage here. Queens and roaches, very tough to fight at this stage of the game. Not a lot of tools to deal with that. Nice surround here by the workers. It will help out quite a bit, but we do have so many workers going down as a result. Reaper Bomb getting tossed in the mix, explosions going everywhere. But I feel as though 15, 16 workers lost at this stage, it's already a huge advantage for Panda Bearme, even if he doesn't win outright here.
Yeah, you know, we've got 16 SCVs that have fallen now. This is a pretty big deal. A Liberator going to pop, but only one Liberator right now. It's still going to be very tough here for Semper to defend.
Yep. Light Liberator, like you said, pretty important here. We are morphing in. There's the third one. 3 Ravagers. And, ooh, focusing them down. This is very important. If this Liberator can reign supreme, over time, we can claw our way back in as the Terran buddy. But it's going to be very, very difficult. A Banshee would have been much nicer, but he just did not have the setup for that.
Yeah, the SCVs again pulled here. We've been losing 9 more workers for Semper. The bunker is down, but still Panda Bearme just kind of going crazy. And looks like the Liberator too will fall.
So important. He has managed to keep a lot of his Marauders alive. Yeah, it looks like it's not enough. Excellent attack from Panda Bearme. Unfortunately, Semper not on top of his scouting, a little bit greedy running across the map when this is a build that does get used, particularly on this map, a little bit more often than the other ones. But second of all, just not aware enough of that mini-map.
Yeah. There was a little bit of creep that appeared, but, you know, I don't think Semper really saw what was going on.
Yeah, he only threw down the bunkers when the attack actually showed up.
Yeah.
And he never actually had his camera, his main screen, looking at that creep. It would have only been if he was looking at the mini-map, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing to do. It's interesting, too. Going over recently, one of my projects is a lot to do with content curation and setting up playlists and different things like that. And I've been re-going over all of those old Day 9 dailies on mechanics and different stuff like that. And the amount of stress that he puts in sort of where your eyes are, and that where you're looking is one of the most important things in StarCraft. And that some of the top players in the world using eye tracking software, they'll look at their mini-map for 70% of the game. Like, so much can be done while looking at the mini-map. A lot of peripheral vision used by the top players. And that's how, when you're watching the GSL, you're watching the absolute best players in the world, a blip shows up on the mini-map because it just barely, you know, the medevac just barely went by an Overlord, but they're on it like that because they're almost always looking at that mini-map. But very, very difficult to do, increasing mini-map awareness. And we'll see if Panda Bearme goes for another aggressive play again, starting out the series 1-0. It's pretty much the world is Panda Bearme's oyster.
Yeah, Panda Bearme probably feeling pretty good about the start. Laryl at crest. You know, it's still up in the air, though. Panda Bearme could be aggressive. He could, you know, do another hatch first on this map. There's a lot you can do on Laryl at crest as a Zerg.
Definitely. And we're talking about Zerg drops especially earlier. Can be used in this matchup as well. I really like that change in Legacy of the Void, allowing Zerg to have more via air aggression, pulling the opponent in multiple directions. And not just with the Nidus, which has been buffed and is very strong now, but also